In 2014, a mobile app game suddenly became a huge craze throughout the internet. The game was called Flappy Bird, a side-scrolling game where the player controls a pixelated bird trying to fly between green pipes. For every 10 pipes, the player would be rewarded with a medal. 10 pipes is a bronze medal, 20 is silver, 30 is gold, and 40 is platinum. The game was created by Dong Nguyen, a programmer from Hanoi, Vietnam. As a kid, Dong spent many hours playing Super Mario Bros. For the NES. Dong also taught himself how to program, and by age 16, he coded his own chess game. 3 years later, he was placed in the top 20th in a programming competition, while also pursuing a computer science degree at a local university in Hanoi. Dong developed games during his spare time when he's not working at his day job, programming location devices for taxis. Dong really liked making video games, and even created a gaming company called Dot Gears, where he created games like Ninja Assault, where the player had to defend their fort from a group of ninjas, Shuriken Block, where the player had to block Shuriken from hitting the little man on screen, and Smashing Kitty, a whack-a-mole style game where the player controls a kitten on a pogo stick style device. Dong felt like most mobile games were a little too complicated and felt like people just needed a simple game they can play at any time, anywhere.
What for you are the essentials of effective game design?
I have no idea about the essential principle of game design in general. I only have my own idea about mobile games. Only. And at first I want to make something that people can play anytime, anywhere. Because people today don't have much time anymore. They carry mobile phone everywhere they go. So they should have something to entertain them for a few minutes. And Flappy Bird is the greatest example of a game they can play in a few minutes.
Dong decided to create an app game that was sort of inspired by Super Mario Bros. He used the bird character he designed from a canceled game he worked on in 2012. The player could make the bird move higher or lower to avoid the green pipes, depending on how many times they tapped on it. Dong chose a retro style for his game because he loved the art style. He also felt like retro characters are easier to remember. He also felt like retro games were easier to play since the player could just go back and see what they did wrong instead of looking up tutorials.
What was the appeal of that generation of games for you that you're now really paying tribute to in your games now?
The only game that I can remember right now is the game I play in a childhood. So it naturally, those games influence my work right now. I think the retro game are more focused, and because playing a retro game, I don't have to really learn how to play. Mm-hmm. Because I can learn by my own mistake. I know what I did wrong in the last time, so I will figure out the way I can avoid it in the next time. Mm-hmm. I also love the art style of the retro game. Is use very limited pixel and make the characters is more iconic.
The characters are more iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy to remember too.
Easy to remember, yeah.
Dong released Flappy Bird on May 24th in 2013. For the first couple of months, the game did not receive any sort of traction and was pretty much a dead game on release. It wasn't until 6 months later, after its initial release, that the game started to pick up some traction. On November 3rd, 2014, a Twitter user posted a tweet that simply said, "Fuck Flappy Bird." A month later, the download numbers suddenly spiked and the game started to go viral and started receiving thousands of downloads. Flappy Bird quickly became the most popular free free-to-play app game on Android and iOS. The game was downloaded 50 million times and was making $50,000 a day in ad revenue. The major success of Flappy Bird also led to the interest of people wondering who was the person behind the creation of this game. Afterwards, news outlets started to harass Dong Nguyen. Paparazzi started to show up at his house, trying to interview him. Dong is a quiet and introverted person who doesn't really like to be in the spotlight. Dong didn't even tell his parents that he created a popular app game. Later on, The Verge published an article stated that Dong Nguyen was making around $50,000 a day in ad revenue. Dong's face began to appear on Vietnamese newspapers and even on TV, which surprised his parents because they didn't really understand what he did for a living. With the international press and local paparazzi searching for him, Dong had to go into hiding and had to leave his parents' house and was staying at his friend's apartment for the time being. According to an interview Dong did with the Rolling Stone, he never expected that any of this would ever happen, and he just wanted to make a fun game that he could share with other people. Dong also showed the Rolling Stone the messages that he saved, one of which is from a woman that was lecturing him about distracting children from all over the world with his game. The others are from people that said they lost their jobs, and a mother who said she stopped talking to her kids because of Flappy Bird. Obviously all these messages sound hyperbolic, but since English isn't Dong's first language, it's assumed that Dong took all these messages seriously. It also didn't help that there was an article circulating about a dude who took his brother's life because his brother got a higher score than him on Flappy Bird. Some people thought this article was real, but this article was written by a parody site that writes satirical articles. On February 8th in 2014, Dong decided to remove Flappy Bird from the App Store. After the game was removed, Dong received a lot of backlash and a lot of hate mail demanding that he put the game back on the store. But Dong doubled down on his decision. After the game was removed, people were selling their phones for thousands of dollars on eBay that had the Flappy Bird app installed. This was until eBay came in and shut down the auctions. Afterwards, a rumor spread on why Dong removed Flappy Bird from the App Store. Some people assumed it was because Nintendo threatened him with a lawsuit, but Nintendo put out a statement to dispel this rumor. But in reality, the reason why Dong removed the game, Dong felt bad that his game was actually hurting people. Dong kept responding to tweets that he perceived as negative. You see, like I said before, English isn't his first language, so every time he seen a tweet that looks hyperbolic or sarcastic, he took it very seriously. Dong said he couldn't sleep or go outside or even eat. Later on, another rumor of Dong taking his own life started to circulate on the internet, but this rumor was started from an article that was written by the same parody site that people took seriously. The parody article even said that Dong lived in San Francisco, which should have been a dead giveaway because Dong lived in Vietnam his entire life.
Hi, all fellow Flappy Bird users. My name is Dong Nguyen. Today, I would like to announce that I will be shutting down Flappy Birds for good. Now, there's no legal reason or issues regarding this shutdown, and I can surely say that Flappy Bird has been one of my biggest success. But it has also ruined my simple life. So thank you all for supporting me, and I'll see you guys soon enough.
After Flappy Bird was taken off the market, a lot of clone games started to pop up. There were even some that were based off of celebrities. Sooner or later, the Flappy Bird craze started to die down. Dong has since developed more games after creating Flappy Bird, like Swing Copter 1 and 2, and Ninja Spinky's Challenges. He also developed a Flappy Bird Family Edition for the Amazon Fire TV. Since taking Flappy Bird off the market, Dong has been laying low. He makes an appearance every now and then, but he just mostly keeps to himself and wants to be left alone to develop his app games. If you haven't played the original Flappy Bird and want to try it out, I'm pretty sure you can find an APK somewhere on the internet. Just don't get too addicted. I'm Tsunami. Thanks for watching.
The gates are the rustiest, the pies are the crustiest. The songs the lustiest, the friends the trustiest way.